Confession time. I'm a 60-something year old woman. And for a long time, my retirement plan was basically, I'll figure it out later. Well, later is officially here. And the math is not pretty. And it's a little scary. And I'm staring at a real gap between where I am now and where I really need to be when I'm 67. And it's a little scary. And if that just made your stomach drop, well, good. You're in the right place. Because today I'm going to walk through the exact 3-step emergency plan that I'm running right now for myself. Not someday, but right now, to close that gap before it closes me. Welcome to Chiming In with Ellen. And if you saw my previous video, you know I lost a job that I had for 17 years, right when I was supposed to be winding down and starting to coast. And I wanted to say that again because I know some of you have lived, some version of this too. 17 years, and then one day it's just gone. No graceful transition, no big send-off, just a door closing that I didn't see coming. And it was terrifying. But also it forced me to stop pretending. And I sat down and I had to get brutally honest with the actual numbers and build what I guess I'll call my lifestyle audit. 3 steps, no fluff, no shame, no pretending that everything's fine when it isn't. So let's get into it. So step 1 is finding the hidden wins. And I really mean hunting for them because they're easy to overlook if you're stressed. Here's what I mean. I won't be commuting anymore. That's gas and mileage on the car and the $6 breakfast sandwich that I grab a couple times a week on the way in because I really don't take time to prep any morning meals. And I won't be buying work clothes, no more office casual wardrobe. And no more, like I had a rough day, stop at the fast food or a restaurant for pickup, takeout. And I'm keeping my little hoopty. Yes, I still love that little car because it's paid off. And that it runs well and it costs almost nothing to maintain. And also because of its age, the taxes and insurance are very reasonable. Now, some people tell me I should get a newer car, something more reliable. But reliable and paid off, well, that is reliable to me. The car's not a liability. That car is a decision that I made. So I sat down one afternoon and I actually added all of this up, and it was really more than I expected. And it's not life-changing money, but it's real money, and it's money that I could redirect toward the gap instead of just, watching it disappear. So before you, spiral about what you don't have yet, take a deep breath and take stock of, what you quietly stopped spending, on a daily basis, because it's real and it really does count and it adds up. So step 2 is what I call the debt dash. And I really want you to hear this one because I think it's a step that a lot of people underestimate the most. High interest debt going into retirement is like trying to fill a bathtub with the plug out. So you could work harder and save more and cut more, but if the interest is eating away at, your progress every single month, it's like you're running in place. So every dollar I find right now from my audit, from cutting anything out, goes straight to the highest rate interest debt first. And that's it. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm certainly not going to refinance into some long-term thing that locks me into, more years of debt. And I'm not moving things around just so I feel productive. I'm paying it down, crossing it off, and then moving on to the next one. Because, here's what I keep telling myself. Every dollar of debt that I kill before retirement is a dollar I don't have to earn in retirement. That's the math that actually matters right now. And then there's step 3 that, nobody really wants to talk about, but we're going to because it might actually be the most important one. I need a bridge, something that generates income while I'm in this gap between here and 67. I don't want a full career restart, and I don't want to go back to the grind that I just left. Something sustainable, something that uses what I already know. And honestly, something that doesn't make me cringe every time I see Monday on the horizon on Sunday nights. So for me, that's this channel chiming in and the conversations that we're having here. It's also some consulting work using skills that I have spent decades developing. You just don't throw that away. Some people will pay for what you know. The question is figuring out who and packaging it in a way that works for your life right now. Your bridge could look completely different than mine. Maybe it's part-time work in a field you actually like. Maybe it's turning a hobby into something that pays. Maybe even renting out a room or a skill or, a parking spot. I know that sounds crazy, but people do it. And I'm serious. People really get creative out there. The point isn't to have it all figured out today. The point is to stop waiting for a perfect plan and start building an actual plan. Even a small one, a small income bridge that changes the math significantly. It'll buy you some time and reduce what you have to pull out from your savings, and honestly gives you something to, get up in the morning for. And I want to take a second here just to say, I know this is heavy. I know some of you are watching because you're scared. I watch these videos too, and sometimes they make me feel better and sometimes they make me feel worse. And I just want to be honest, that I get it. But here's what I keep coming back to. We're not the first generation that has to be scrappy, that has to find out ways to survive. We are not the first people to have a plan to fall apart and have to build a new one. And we have something our parents didn't always have. We have this community, we have information, and we have each other. And we're right at each other's fingertips here on the internet. This is not over. We're not behind a wall that we can't get over. We just need to take a different road. So here's what I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 steps feels the most important to your life right now? The lifestyle audit, the debt dash, or building your income bridge? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and sometimes the best ideas in these videos come from you. If this is your kind of conversation, I'd really love for you to subscribe. We've got a lot of road left to cover, and honestly, it's better when we're not driving it alone. So thank you so much for chiming in, and I'll see you in the next one.